In the 7th, we have breaststroke of Sheffield, and then 8 we have backstroke of Skipton, and then 9 we have Brown of Middlesbrough. Thank you.
So welcome back to Ponds Forge for official session 2, the final session on this Saturday afternoon, which contains all the finals. So we'll have the 100 freestyle for men, 200 freestyle for women, the 50 breaststroke for men, 100 breaststroke for women, the 400 IM for men, 100 butterfly, 100 backstroke for men, then the 50 backstroke. Plenty of finals to come. They'll come thick and fast in the next hour and 15 minutes or so. If you saw the stream earlier, saw the heats earlier, you'll know there's been some very fast short course swimming today. A lot of new personal bests being set. There should be some very good racing tonight, because there are, in quite a few of these races, 2 or 3 who are very closely matched. And that includes the first of the finals of the afternoon. It's the 100 freestyle for men, with Tom Ward for Borough Stockton, Harry Nicholson, Chester Street, Jason Robson, York City, Thomas Carswell, Tadcaster, Elliot Clogg, City of Sheffield, Thomas Flower of Richmond Dale, 2 from City of Sheffield side by side, the Brooks Clark brothers, Cameron and Eugene, Ned Sharp and Ethan Brown for Middlesbrough. Well, as we kind of expected, Elliot Clogg, the Great Britain International, is going hell for leather here. 23.6, halfway stage. Closest to him is Thomas Flower. Third place is Cameron Brooks Clark, but can anybody catch Elliot Clogg, the 20-year-old from the City of Sheffield? Well, they're trying hard. Certainly Thomas Flower is right on his shoulder. Cameron Brooks Clark trying to come back, but it looks to me like Elliot Clogg's probably got this. The last few meters, he should be able to see this one out, probably by about half a body length. And the winning time for Elliot Clogg, 49.55. Under the 50 he goes. Second, Thomas Flower, Cameron Brooks Clark in third place. .49.55 winning time on that by around about 0.3 of a second in the end. So the battle of the 20-year-olds, Elliot Clogg, Tom Flower and Cameron Brooks Clark, won by Elliot Clogg. Probably won't be the last of the City of Sheffield wins today. They've got a chance of maybe getting a full house in the next one. 200 freestyle for women, Kate Clifton. 2:02 this morning, about a second quicker than everybody else. And, well, could be Clifton, Grant, Gabani, potentially 4, 5, 6 here, though. Lauren Graham and Chester Street will have something to say about that. There is the lineup. 4 in for Sheffield, 2 for Tynemouth in the outside lanes, 2 from Borough Stockton in the lanes closest to us. Field was separated by about 5 seconds, all 10 swimmers this morning, so may not be separated out by much at the end. See how this race unfolds. All a case of tactics. It's not a sprint, but it's not a long distance. That in-between area where you want to get off to a decent start and see whether you can hold it. See whether you got something to bring it back with. And Kate Clifton, 19-year-old from City of Sheffield, is leading them out. Isabel Grant, also on the same team, a couple of years older. Far side, Lucy Headley of Tynemouth, having a very good first 50. She's in 4th place, but Clifton with 0.2 over the rest of the field. Nothing really to build on yet. 75 metres, she's still got almost a body length clear of the swimmers on either side. Lauren Graham of Chester Street on one side, Isabel Grant on the other. But she's making good headway here. It's a real spearhead formation at the moment, certainly on this side of the pool anyway, from 4 down to 0. Clifton from Grant, so Sheffield 1-2 at the moment. Gabani's just a little bit further back. Gabani 6, not really showing yet, probably not going to be in the mix here. But Kate Clifton will be looking to get in around that 2-minute barrier if she can be. 2:02 this morning. She can get close to 2 minutes, she'll be very happy with that. And she'll be happy with the swim so far because she's taken control of this and has got quite a bit of a distance emerging between herself and Isabel Grant, her teammate. Third place is Lauren Graham at Chester Street. Looks like being a Sheffield 1-2 at the moment. So a Sheffield 1. Hard to see anybody getting close to Isabel Grant in second either. Very comfortable. 25 to go. It will be a Sheffield 1-2 with probably Chester Street in third, depending on whether Alice Thickett can come through for a third place for Sheffield. She's not too far away, but I think it will be just 1-2 for Sheffield. And 1:59.65, so she does get under the 2-minute barrier. Does Kate Clifton. Good stuff from her. Very well-paced race. Very good finish. Nailed it at the end. Isabel Grant second. And third place going to Lauren Graham. So for the board to revolve. So we've got a joint third there, but that's not the case. 1-2 we've confirmed. Third place will go up. Lauren Graham it is, 2:03.76. Now the 50 breaststroke for men. And again, looking at barriers, looking for the 32nd barrier to be broken by somebody here. Max Elphick maybe from East Leeds. 30.46. One is probably about 3 or 4 capable of doing it. Maybe Shem Fair of Sheffield City. And the youngest in the field, Cameron Green from City of Leeds. Looked quite impressive this morning. He's in lane number 8. Good start, absolutely imperative in the 50s. Certainly short course. Try and make the most of your underwater work. And that's precisely what we saw from lane number 5 there. Adam Wood, City of Leeds. Best start of the whole lot. Gets to the wall before everybody else. Max Elphick's got some work to do to overhaul him. A very, very good turn by Elphick. Almost went ahead of the lead swimmer off the turn. It's going to be a head-to-head between 4 and 5. Max Elphick for East Leeds. City of Leeds, Adam Wood. Elphick may well have this. Elphick has got it in 30.06. Much of that coming down to that turn because he wasn't leading going into that turn, but had the better of the 2 turns between himself and Adam Wood. Just managed to make him a little bit of ground. And once the momentum was with him, Adam Wood had to settle for second place. Shem Fair, 30.59 in third for the Sheffield City Club. Files come thick and fast here. The main pool, the open pool for the short course North East Counties Championships 2019. Well, it's 2 wins out of 3 for Sheffield. Could well be 3 wins out of 4 potentially here. Depending on Sienna Robinson. Well, actually, no, they actually don't have a representative in this one. They do in the next couple. So at the moment, Sheffield with 2, East Leeds with 1. Fastest in this field is Borough Stockton's Maya Hall. She was about 3 seconds quicker than everybody else this morning, so you'd imagine, unless everybody was holding quite a bit back this morning, that she'll be the front runner here. In the early stages, that's exactly what she is in 4. Maya Hall will go to the wall alongside lane 2, Zoe Price, Gates of Wickham. She's in a good first 25, but on the turn, getting into a stroke nice and early. Very rhythmic and very structured breaststroke from Maya Hall, who will lead her halfway. Got a second lead or thereabouts over McDonough and then Price. Well, she did in it comfortably this morning overall. And looks like she's going to do likewise in the final. Nobody's getting particularly close to the 17-year-old from Stockton. She'll turn. Everybody else, even with good turns, is not going to get that close, surely, to her at that stage. Just a case of finishing the race off. Very fast finish from Zoe Price, skates out of Wickham, maybe getting up into third or very close to it. But our winner, not been any real down about it since the first 25. Maya Hall, 109.90 is a winning time. So under the 110 barrier she goes. Second place going to Sienna Robinson. Zoe Price in third place. .400 IM for men. 16 lengths of this Ponds Forge pool. And we've seen one Sheffield 1-2 already. Potential for another here. Ruben Visda was the class act in this event earlier today. Certainly a name to watch out for the future. 16 years of age, probably not quite ready for an assault on the Olympics next year. Might be part of the Commonwealth Games team, you never know, to 2022. And building towards Paris in 2024. Great start on the butterfly from Visda in lane number 4. Next to him is Matthew Woodhall, teammate. Grimsby's Alexander Woods in lane 3. But all they're looking at is the heels of the Sheffield swimmer in lane number 4. Butterfly working very well for him. Good turns into a stroke, nice and early. Pulling away from everybody else. They're all battling for probably the minor placings unless the wheels fall off. Very hard to see that after the way he swam this morning. What he'll be looking for, he'll be getting that time down to under 4:30. 4:29, 4:28. Start build from there. Visda completes the butterfly with a sizable lead. Lead is on the screen. Down a second of a second place. And gradually building on the backstroke now. Again, look how deep he goes. Nobody on the backstroke turns goes anywhere near as deep as him, or indeed Nick Clogg did earlier on today, but that backstroke dip going really deep down inside this 2-meter deep short course pool. And the lead is now enormous. Nearly 3 seconds. Nobody's going to overhaul him from here because he's got pretty even strength strokes as Ruben Visda. Backstroke just getting maybe a tad closer to him, but it's infinitesimal the margin they're bringing in over him. So it looks like at the moment being a Sheffield 1-2. Visda from Matthew Woodall, 16-year-old, the 15-year-old leading the way for City of Sheffield. Now the breaststroke leg, not a weakness for him either. Good pull out on the breaststroke. I can say this young man impresses me every time I see him swim. It doesn't look like there's any deficiencies in his stroke. Just needs to get a bit more speed, but the IM's looking pretty good from his point of view. And what he'll be hoping for, and he doesn't swim short course too often, is to try and post something quite memorable to carry through to next year. Lead has stayed pretty much static, extended if anything between 4 and 5. The pressure on his teammate is coming a little bit from lane 3 from Alexander Woods of Grimsby, but huge margin, nearly 6 seconds, and there's about a second between Woodall and Woods. But it's in a completely different race to the others. All the other swimmers battling for the minor positions. They probably knew that before they started. Visda has a good 12-metre lead now, and is building on it. We'll bring it home on the freestyle. His teammate still in second place, but under a bit of pressure on the other side now for William Baines of the Borough of Stockton. We know how strong he is on freestyle, so that second place lead is minimal for Woodall. Visda, however, will just be thinking what kind of time now. Something inside 4:30 would be, well, it's going to be well inside that. This is going to be massively inside. Could be even inside 4 minutes. And one more turn to go. So let's see what he can do on this turn with 50 to go. 4:33.34 is the time he did today. Well, 4:30 is going to go, surely. If he can bring it back, yeah, shouldn't be a problem for him. 4:30 should get broken. Second Sheffield swimmer, Matthew Woodall, just turning now. He's got a bit of daylight between himself, William Baines now. 4:30 is going to go, and go by quite some considerable margin. 4:27 for Ruben Visda. 4:27.90. Look at the margin, look at the gap. 8 seconds between him and Matthew Woodall in second place. A couple of seconds separating him and Matthew Baines. 1-2 again for Sheffield. Visda 4:27.90. 6 seconds quicker pretty much than he went this morning. Very impressive. Much more to come. $100 butterfly for women next, and it may be a similar story here. You see Sheffield in the two centre lanes. Amy Corcoran's had a good morning though. She'll certainly be mixing it up in lane 3. Lauren Graham 103 was pretty tight. Isabel Grant aside, everybody else was quite close on time, certainly the main swimmers in the adjoining lanes. 21-year-old Isabel Grant of City of Sheffield, 61.14 this morning. Should be capable of knocking on the door of a minute. Where's the threat going to come from? Could be 5, Kate Clifton, a teammate. Could be Kingston upon Hull's Amy Corcoran. Could be Emma Bainbridge, Oxford Darts, who's been an ever-improving swimmer in recent times. Lane 5 it is, who got off to a real flyer. That's Kate Clifton. Already with the 200 freestyle title under her belt from earlier on. A chance maybe for a very quick swim down before she's back in the pool again. Clifton leads from Isabel Grant. Don't imagine it's going to remain that way. Brilliant turn by Grant, getting herself back into the lead. Kate Clifton, at the moment in second place again. It does not like being a Sheffield 1-2 unless anybody can upset the apple cart. Last 25 looks unlikely. I think we can almost certainly put the gold medal around the neck of Isabel Grant. She's got this one nailed. Kate Clifton has secured second place. That's probably going to come from Holly Williams, maybe a Grimsby at the top. Let's wait and see. Yeah, Holly Williams it is. 62.88. And right on the cusp of 60 seconds there, Isabel Grant, 1:00.09. At 60 seconds, we'll have to wait a while. Next up, the 100 backstroke for men. Another person looking for a double. Okay, Clifton just missing out on that in the previous one, but Elliot Clogg already has 100 free under his belt. Now, we were talking about how deep we saw Ruben Visder go on his IM. Just watch how deep Elliot Clogg goes on the 100 backstroke. He disappears from view. He goes not quite touching the bottom of the pool, but really does go a long way under on the 100 back, and he will be the red hot favourite to win this. Main challenge will come from young Harry Nicholson, the 15-year-old from Chester-le-Street, and from Samuel Lorman, that's one of the older brigade at 24, but I'll be doing a disservice because there is a 23-year-old in here in Jamie Hewitt. But Elliot Clogg, 55.8, capable of going quite a bit quicker than that tonight. And just watch those turns. I'm actually watching from the start as well, but so watch those turns, how deep he goes off the turns. You probably won't see much of Elliot Clogg in this. You'll spend most of this underwater. Clogg in 4. Harry Nicholson, Chester-le-Street in 3. Sam Lorman, East Leeds in 5. Al Scott had a good morning, the 16-year-old from Newcastle this morning. Watch out for him as well in lane number 6. Now watch this turn from Clogg. Disappears. Disappears. Others are on the surface or just below the surface. He goes really deep. And that's so advantageous to him. But at the moment, he's not leading. Sam Lorman is. East Leeds. Clogg won't like that. Clogg will be coming back at him. Lorman, though, still with about a body length advantage, but on the turn. Look at Clogg come through there. That is an unbelievable turn. Has taken him from a body length behind to take the lead. That is a stupendous bit of underwater work by Elliot Clogg to take the win. 54.95. It is just amazing, especially in short course. It probably underlines it and exemplifies it more, but he was quite a way adrift off that last turn and just went as deep as he could off the turn and came up in front of Samuel Lorman. How and why, I can't necessarily explain that one, but Harry Nicholson gets third. But terrific work in a double in the day for Elliot Clogg. 100 freestyle at the beginning of the session, 100 backstroke now. Another win for Sheffield. That's 3 in a row. Ruben Visder, followed by Isabel Grant, followed by Elliot Clogg. Probably not favourites to win the next one, but they do have a swimmer in there. 50 backstroke. Now, had 3 go sub 30 this morning. 2 of them in the same race. There's your lineup. York City's Molly Garrett fastest, either side. The other 2 sub 30 swimmers, Amelia Robertson of Newcastle and Imogen Vollens of Harrogate. Two 15-year-olds, one 16-year-old in the prime positions for this. Be nice to see a sub 29. We should see that in the final. So much matters on this start. Reaction time so important. Get away to a nice even start. Try and get into your stroke as late as you can. Use that underwater work as well as you can. And 3 of them going to the wall pretty much together. Molly Garrett, Amelia Robertson, Caitlin Cambrook, all in a line. Well, this is a battle between Amelia Robertson and Molly Garrett, and Robertson might just have this. Garrett's coming back strongly at the end. You know what's it really tight on the touch, and it is Robertson that gets there. 28.95. Newcastle swimmer gets there with a really good time. 28.95. Molly Gout just couldn't quite find enough at the end. 29.40. Third, Imogen Volans, 29.58. Good first win of the afternoon for Newcastle. Molly Gout in second. Imogen Volans in third. Here come the swimmers for the men's 200 metres butterfly. And City Sheffield may be in first place again here because they have the fastest swimmer by a couple of seconds, 2.5 seconds to be more precise. Cole Hewitt. Ned Sharp, though, another one of the swimmers had a good morning. Might just have kept a little bit in reserve this afternoon. Can't always go by the times in the morning. 10 qualify. Some know they've got enough in reserve not to have to go full power. Don't expect Cole Hewitt was doing either. William Baines, busy afternoon for him. 14-year-old from Borough Stockton back in again. Cole Hewitt 4, Ned Sharp 5, Aidan Brown, Borough Stockton 6. Likely all to feature in the conclusion of this race. 4 and 5 go to the wall. Virtually identical times. Cole Hewitt and Ned Sharp. This could be quite a battle here. Jason Robson, Aidan Brown, all involved in the mix. But it is Cole Hewitt will turn first. Aidan Brown second. Ned Sharp in third. Fourth is Nathan Bunkle. Still a long way to go in this. Still 150, so pacing a 200 fly is so important. So there's something left in the tank last 50 that the elephant or the piano doesn't arrive on your shoulder on that last 50 turn. They're looking good so far for the 17-year-old from the city of Sheffield, Cole Hewitt. Ned Sharp keeping him company. About a body length adrift. Time-wise, about 1.5 adrift. Lane 3 still in contention. That is Jason Robson of York City. But they're getting a bit strung out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a bit of a gap to the rest. Cole Hewitt, with 50 to go when he turns next time. Seem to have this pretty much under control. Ned Sharp's right there with him. 50 to go. He's got 3/4 of a second to make up here as Ned Sharp. Not going to make it up. Absolutely not going to make it up because Cole Hewitt is going and going and he's gone. 2:03 maybe in the bag for this afternoon, maybe a bit quicker. We'll wait and see. He certainly had this race absolutely controlled from the off. Looks like being 4, 5, 6 in that order. Looks like being Cole Hewitt, Ned Sharp and Aidan Brown. The question now is, can he get around about 2:03, 2:03.01, 2:03.01. Huge leap down from this morning and very decent time. Probably his best. I haven't got his times this morning to reference back to, but 2:03.01 has won that very, very comfortably indeed. Look at the time for the second place swimmer there. 2:06.04 has won that by 3 full seconds. (2:03.01). Impressive stuff from Cole Hewitt. (200 IM). for women. And this probably will be one of the few events today where there may not be a Sheffield 1-2 or 1-2-3, or certainly Abigail Miles has a bit of work to do to get into the frame for the top three, because Ella Bainbridge, fastest time. Amy Corcoran, we've seen her already for Kingston upon Hull. Abby Bowden. Abigail Miles is in 2, so she's not that far adrift, but there are 2:21, 2:22 swimmers this morning. 2 Sheffield swimmers, Abigail Miles and Izzy May Reeves, who will go quicker than she did this morning, I'm sure, in lane number 9, but Ella Bainbridge and Amy Corcoran start as the most likely winners of this one. Little problem on the start. Stand them down. There's action in the other 25-metre pool, the age group pool, which you can also find on our stream. The 200 butterfly for boys, heat number 2 is underway. 200 IM for women will hopefully get started this time. It does. There we go. 3 from Kingston upon Hull. 2 for Doncaster Darts. Borough Stockton. So Sheffield got a couple in here as well. One of the most competitive races of the afternoon, this, potentially. Amy Corcoran in lane 5. Ella Bainbridge in 4. And getting ahead of them, Faye McDonough of Borough Stockton. So McDonough will lead 50. Second place to, that says Bainbridge. It was McDonough. Certainly got to the wall before everybody else. Little touchpad problem there. You see visibly that lane 3 is ahead. Still continues to be ahead. She's got about a body length clear of lane 4. Pretty much the same as lane 2. So if this shows that anybody other than McDonough turning in lead, we know it's wrong, and she is. So McDonough will go into the wall first. There we go. 1.62 adrift. Abigail Miles. Schimmels 2.24. Thought this might be a little bit tighter than it actually is, but they are coming back to her now. Abigail Miles, City of Sheffield, must have heard what I said and said, well, you know, you may not think I'm under consideration for winning this, but I think otherwise. And she's now coming right alongside Faye McDonough. So this would be an absolutely astonishing run if Sheffield were to win another event here. Got 50 to go, but it's looking a little bit more likely than I thought at the outset. 50 to go for Abigail Miles. She leads. Then it is Faye McDonough. Then Ella Bainbridge, who will come, well, I thought quite strong at the end, but you know what? Not sure if it's going to catch the red cap of the 15-year-old from the City of Sheffield. If it is going to be anybody, it's going to be the swimmer right next to her, Faye McDonough. She's got a hold on here. McDonough is coming back very strongly. Last few metres, McDonough may just overhaul her here. It's going to be very tight on the touch. McDonough may have this. And she has. 2:19.56. Just had all the momentum coming off that last wall. And Abigail Miles could, oh no, actually no. Up on the screen, 2:19.30. Abigail Miles gets it by 0.26. Sorry, it came up as first for Faye McDonough, but it wasn't. It was the Sheffield swimmer, Abigail Miles, 2:19.30. So just going back through the sheets here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the last 6 wins have come from the City of Sheffield. And they have a chance, more than a chance, of winning the next one as well, though I think should go by current form to Thomas Flower. And bear in mind, Ruben Visner's already had a big race, which he won earlier. He'll go in 5. Thomas Flower is quickest. William Baines may be holding a little bit back. He was kind of breakout swimmer earlier this year from Borough Stockton, the 14-year-old. Plenty of promise William Baines. So the main names to look out for here should be William Baines in 2, Borough Stockton, Harry Nicholson, Chester Street in 3, Thomas Flower, Richard Mandale in 4, Ruben Visder, City of Sheffield, Benjamin Shipley, Kingston Hull and James Woods of Middlesbrough. There are some others in there who might well supply us with a surprise or two, but Thomas Flower, kind of as expected, has gone up very, very strongly indeed. Wouldn't be at all surprised if we not get a 3:57 or 8 from him here. Potentially he could pull Ruben Visder down below 4 for the first time. Visder in 2nd place. Just keeping a very watchful brief on Thomas Flower. He's already had that big race earlier on, Visder, so we'll never had a lot of chance to recover. Flower at 100, needs by 0.35 from Barnaby Howarth Osborne. Oh, Visder leads us according to our screen, but that's not correct either. Thomas Flower turns in 1st place. Visder in 2nd. Far side of the pool, Barnaby Howarth Osborne leads about kind of body length and a half between 1 and 2. Thomas Flower, the 20-year-old from Richmond Dale. Ruben Visder looking for a double. To do that, he's going to have to really find something over the tail end of this. Well, I know his coach would like to see. Here's a sub 4-minute swim from him if possible. Thomas Flower. Thomas Flower is on course for a sub 4. Visder is still about the same distance behind him. He has been for quite a little this race. And then Barnaby Howarth Osborne up there in 3rd place. Now when, if at all, does Ruben Visder put in a bit of a kick? Because at the moment he's not making much inroad, although maybe the gap will be a bit smaller here. Thomas Flower has visibly a sizable advantage, and Visder's not getting any closer. If anything, he's probably getting a bit further away. So the question now is, how many of these swimmers can we get under 4? 2 potentially. You think Thomas Flower's going to be well under 4 minutes here. Visder is about 2 or 3 body lengths back. I think he's probably now worked out that highly unlikely at 300 metres he's going to catch the 20-year-old from Richmond Dale. Just needs to secure 2nd place, which he pretty much has. Gap is good 5, 6, 7 metres between the leader and 2nd place. If there is going to be a burst coming, it has to come now from the red cap of the City of Sheffield swimmer. I don't think he's got enough in the tank to overhaul Flower. Flower will come in very shortly in 25 metres to win this and win it comfortably. Now he's probably going to be the only swimmer to be on the 4 minutes. Visder's going to be a little bit outside, I think. But Flower will go under the 4 minutes. Visder's going to be pretty close to it, but I think he's going to miss out. Yes, he is. 4:02, 3:58 for the winner. About 4 seconds or thereabouts between 1 and 2. Barnaby Howarth Osborne, 4:07.22 in 3rd place. So a win for Richmond Dale. Sheffield in 2nd place, and 3rd to Sheffield City.
From Sheffield, 6 is Lucy Heavy from Tango. Liam Field is races from Mercedes. Name is Kieran Kirby of Sunderland. Thank you.
.50 freestyle for women. Quick splash and dash. 25.7 for Harriet Rogers this morning. The pick of the field, and she's the pick of the field already from the start. Great starts. She's got good turns as well. She gets good turn in here. Unlikely anybody's going to get close to her, and she is away. Nobody's going to get close to Harriet Rogers, 15-year-old from Darlington. A bit of a star they've got in the making here. 25.72 this morning. Would you believe it? 25.72 tonight. Exactly the same time she did this morning. She does it this evening, and she wins that very, very comfortably. It looks like it's quite tight time-wise, but the 50 race, she's won that by nearly a second, and she won that off the dive, really. Got the dive right, got the turn right. Everything correct for Harriet Rogers. 25.72 will get it done. I think it's done very well. Up next, 200 breaststroke for men. Well, no problem at the start. Just waiting for that to be corrected as we a little crystal ball gaze into what might happen here. 15-year-old from Borough Stockton, Arthur Llewellyn, looked very smooth and very much in control, but we'll have a bit more pressure on him in the final tonight with Shem Fair one side, Drew Chester's the other. This will be an event that will not be won by the City of Sheffield, I can assure you, because they don't have a swimmer in this one. Sheffield City do, Shem Fair, Loftus Dolphins, Borough of Stockton have 3 swimmers in it. Tadcaster in the outside lane with Stephen Stanley, Christian Ryan for Tyndale. So some of the, put it in perspective, smaller clubs compared to the big city clubs involved in this one. Lane 5, Drew Chester's, very impressive this morning. He's 17 years of age, and very strong, powerful middle of the race from him this morning to get himself into the lead, but lead has been retaken back by Arthur Llewellyn, 15 years of age from Borough Stockton. A couple of 14-year-olds in here as well, but he's looking very, very secure. Short course wise. On the turns, Chester's just sometimes edges back towards him, but on that occasion he didn't, not too much. Arthur Llewellyn, 100 stage reached. Leads by 0.84. There's a bit of a gap back to Shem Fair. Oliver Lill in 4th place. But I think I commented on it earlier today. Arthur Llewellyn's stroke is very rhythmical. 200 breaststroke swimmers have a quite metronomic style when they get it right. It's not too rushed and doesn't let you grab me at the water. Well, he's not. nor is Drew Chesters, who's just found a little bit more propulsion to come alongside him. This race is not won yet. 15 meters to go. Chesters has ideas of overtaking Llewellyn, but Llewellyn is very aware of his presence to his left and has just upped his stroke rate a little bit here. About a body length between them. Still time for the other 17-year-old. Well, there's 15-year-old in Llewellyn, 17-year-old in Chesters to catch him, but can he? He is trying everything. He's the slightly bigger swimmer, but it's the speed of Arthur Llewellyn of Borough Stockton is going to take him to the wall to win it. And winning he does, 2:24.99. Slightly slower than this morning, surprisingly. I thought he might have gone a bit quicker than that, but it was enough. Second place go to Drew Chesters, Shem Fair in third. And 15-year-old. The business very well done for Borough Stockton. .50 butterfly up next for men. And probably, though not definitely, the oldest man in the field should win this. Ryan Flanagan, East Leeds, all show up at these events, always represented the Northeast counties, long course and short course. And Ryan Flanagan did 24:12 this morning, which was over a second quicker than anybody else. Now, needs Ned Sharp to step up, maybe Jimmy Hewitt to step up, Ethan Brown. But again, this could be one off the dive. Let's see. Ryan Flanagan in 4. Watch and see how good the dive is and where he is when he comes up. He comes up a little bit earlier than everybody else, but goes right into his stroke and powers away. Very impressive for Flanagan. As long as he gets his turn right, pretty much got this nailed, you would think. He's got this one, surely. Unless somebody can find something quite exceptional over the last 15 to 20 meters. No, Ryan Flanagan's got this. Got it from the dive, got it from the turn, and will get it on the touch. 24:12. Again, exactly the same as this morning. Amazing how that's been replicated a few times by the winners today. Probably wanted to go a little bit quicker. 24:12 gets the job done. Thomas Carswell in second, 24:95. Ned Sharp, 25:33 in third.
Event 215, the women's Roman 2 as a backstroke final, and then 0, we have Amelia Robertson from Newcastle, and then 1 we have Alice Taylor from York, then 2 we have Alice Turner at Skipton, then 3 we have Molly Goward from York, then 4 we have Elsie Reeves from Sheffield.
Line up for the 200 backstroke final. Now, two swimmers had virtually identical times this morning. Only 0.2 of a second between Izzy May Reeves of City of Sheffield and Ellie Walker of Tadcaster. Molly Garrett only had the sprint. Now she did the longer event, going in 3. It's basically 4 swimmers who are separated by about a second here, so this could be very, very tight. Tactics may well play a part in the 200 backstroke. Anybody probably in the center, 3 or 4 lanes, could be right there in the mix at the end. Izzy May Reeves had a decent start. So too has Molly Garrett. Garrett may turn first with Izzy May Reeves and also with Madison Turner of Skipton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pretty much in the line. 8 actually if you count Amelia Robertson as well. Just Izzy May Reeves, I think. I don't see any Walker comes up on our board, which I don't think is right. I think Izzy May Reeves is our leader. Obviously, visibly now we can see that off the turn in the green costume, the red hat. Izzy May Reeves will turn ahead just of Ellie Walker. Threat on the far side of the pool coming belatedly from Annabelle Wilkinson and also from Erin Donnelly, 2 up from the top. Izzy May Reeves, 0.41 clear of Ellie Walker. Then comes Madison Turner. It all looks quite predictable, but there's still time for this to change, certainly in the top 2 anyway. Izzy May Reeves, good turn, but a body length clear now of her nearest competitor, who is in the lane up from her, Ellie Walker. Amelia Robertson going well for Newcastle, by the way, in 0. She's probably in about 3rd place at the moment. So you're looking for a top 3 finish, and that's where she is right now. Izzy May Reeves looks to have this within her compass. 2nd place, though, I tell you, that could easily go to the 15-year-old from Newcastle, because she is coming through, flying through, is Amelia Robertson. Don't think the winner's under any threat. So the winner, the leader, it looks like being the winner is under any threat. Izzy May Reeves. 2nd place, though, could easily go to Amelia Robertson. And yeah, she did get it. She did. She edged out Ellie Walker into 3rd place. Winning time for Izzy May Reeves, 2:15.89. And the last final of our afternoon session in the main pool is going to be up next. 100 metres individual medley. No Sheffield interest in this one. So could well be a club that's not yet won an event today. Could be a win for Middlesbrough. City of Leeds have not had a win in the session so far. Ethan Brown and Middlesbrough, 17-year-old, the only swimmer to go sub 1 minute this morning. Adam Wood back, Thomas Carswell back. A few of the names we've already talked about. John Luke Hutchison had a decent swim for Bradford this morning, but he's going to have to find a few seconds to get into the top 3. Butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and then front crawl, all coming in very quick succession here, all in the space of a minute. 4 strokes in a minute is what we'll have. Lane 4, Ethan Brown, quickest this morning, quickest over the butterfly, but 2 lanes up from him, Thomas Carswell is right alongside. They're going to go into the wall, virtually identical times here, 4 and 6. Brown and Carswell separated by 0.15, and Adam Wood's in that mix as well. But it does look to me like Ethan Brown's just got the slightly superior breaststroke, which is taking him clear of the rest. All he has to do now is finish it off with the front crawl. It's got a big advantage. Goes quite deep off that turn, gets into his stroke, and unless something untoward happens here, or there's a real flying finish from Thomas Carswell, it will be a win, and is a win for, well, it says Carswell, but Ethan Brown is your winner. I can assure you of that. When the board changes, 59.64 will confirm Ethan Brown as our winner. Adam Wood in 2nd place, and just with Thomas Carswell, I think, was 2nd. Brown, Carswell and Wood. Top three, Ethan Brown, Thomas Carswell, 1:00.19. Adam Wood, 1:00.87. So another good performance by Ethan Brown. Another sub 1 minute swim by Ethan Brown as well. Well, still action going on in the age group pool. If you want to watch the boys 50 breaststroke heat number 1 just concluded. And they're on to heat number 2 over there. The open pool, though, we are done for now. And we'll be back with the action from the open pool again in the morning. But for the time being, we're going to watch the age group pool. Action continues here at Ponds Forge. I'll see you tomorrow.
Ja, wat moet je doen?